You don't sell them what they need. You gotta sell them what they want, because otherwise they ain't buying. So now there are 4 drivers that drive people to make buying decisions: survival drive, status drive, sex drive, and finally, the spiritual drive. Ever wondered why spiritual entrepreneurs suffer so much with marketing and messaging? So you're a healer, a shaman, transformational coach, a therapist. You actually help people feel better, do better in life, but your thing is kind of like all encompassing and it's hard to put a finger on it. And anytime you go and try to fill out like a government form or anything official where you're trying to get it just never fits in the box. Like, yeah, it's not this, it's not that. And anytime you try to make a message, something that snaps and snaggles and pops in the in marketplace, it's like, it's never this. Because it feels too superficial or too corny and you never can nail it. This video, we're going to go over how to nail your messaging, your marketing as a transformational therapist, coach, spiritual entrepreneur of some kind, so that you stop feeling like an alien in the marketplace and people can actually buy your stuff, jump into your program, and get to the good stuff that's behind the confusion wall of the messaging that's hard to understand. So, first off, I get you. Just last year was about around that same spot here. Just look at the length of the speech here. Like, good Lord. And around that specific spot here, I was talking about how one mistake I had made was to speak about the plane ride in my messaging rather than the beach itself. So I had created this thing called the Transformational Speaking Academy. So that went well. That's done. That's systematized. It's rolling. Now what we're doing is on the back end all this time. I've been creating 6-figure days for private clients. So now the messaging will shift to 6-figure days from the stage. Brings us to talk about what people want. So you've got this thing that's deep. You've got this thing that's like the ocean, and the marketplace is like a little box that never fits in. To dumb it down, what people want in scrolling mode, just quick and dirty decisions is, how do I get paid again? How does that make me money? So the joke is, how do I get paid? And how do I get laid? So now there are 4 drivers, like drives, like sex drive, survival drive, status drive, and then you are selling and coming from the place of the spiritual drive, which is a driver that's not activated in a big chunk of the population yet. It's more and more and more and more. But back in the old days, some enlightened sage in India came to the US to teach meditation. And when he got back in India visiting his friends, he got scolded. What's wrong with you, man? We heard you in the States. Teaching meditation will make you younger, and you're setting this as a beauty mechanism. What's wrong with you? And he was like, man, you don't sell them what they need. You gotta sell them what they want, because otherwise they ain't buying. And you have to, at one point or another, stop being squirmish about selling or using the words people use to buy what they want to buy, because otherwise they just don't buy it and they can never go through the process. So this, I forget his name, sorry, but this enlightened teacher had to get over this. Probably was easy for him than most of us. He just realized, oh, they're not buying this. Another problem. Say you're selling some sort of a deep process. This guy was selling meditation. Most people in, let's say, the States think that meditation is like a replacement for Xanax, or like they think that the payoff is relaxation. I was listening to Alex Hormozi, $100 million offers. And in his book, he's comparing the value of Xanax or some drug, relaxation drug, to meditation. And it was like payoff, relaxation, time delay. One is like 30 years, and one's like 6 seconds. Effort and sacrifice. Effort of meditation, you have to meditate every day. The other one, take a pill. Perceived likelihood of achievement, well, Xanax, it just works. And then meditation, people know that they can't do it because they, talk in their heads and all that. But the problem is the payoff. Like, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, like, this whole spiritual thing, the payoff is not relaxation, it's moksha, liberation, enlightenment, end of suffering for all mankind. It's a different. So at the level of the payoff, so in the marketplace, you will find that even the words like they have like like enlightenment candles and namaste this and namaste. They just use this as buzzwords. So you, as a spiritual entrepreneur of some sort, find that the messaging is being overused, blasé, cliché, and superficial. But that's what's selling in the marketplace. So if you try to go deeper, wider, different, too fast, too quick, they don't get to the first step of downloading your lead magnet, booking a call with you, understanding what the topic is about enough to register for your talk, because you have a longer leeway. People need to accept some of the presuppositions that are inherent in your system for them to get the benefit. So you have to layer beliefs. You have sometimes, a lot of times, help them undo limiting beliefs so that they can jump into higher rings, higher levels of consciousness, or deeper stuff. So if you don't meet them where they're at with your messaging, they don't benefit from this. So ultimately, you're doing them a disservice by refusing to dumb down, excuse the expression, their messaging. So without just going to how do I get laid or how do I get paid from this, I'll make it so it's easy to remember, so it's all the same letters. So survival drive maps with meat. Me wants some meat. Me wants food. Me wants sustenance. Me want to stay alive. Will this thing, behavior, purchase, activity, thing, do or not, will this increase my survival? This is the thing that's going on always there in the subconscious mind of the audience in the marketplace. Sex drive, mate. Me want some mate. This thing, will that increase my attractiveness? That's the whole youthing industry. That's a whole beauty that we had back in the day, a enlightened sage teaching meditation as coming from the angle of. So you don't change the offer. You don't change what you're doing. You do the real transformation. You do the real big change. But the angle at which the marketplace comes at it is where you have one of those drivers. Go status drive. Me want mansion. Some mansions here in the mountains somewhere up top. Me want mansion. That's the status drive. If I buy this thing, do this thing, go through that process, how will that increase my status? Anything that 1,000 feet away, if you can see something 1,000 feet away, that might possibly diminish one's status, you're running away from that thing. Including people think they're weird because they're going through your stuff. Because by default, you as a spiritual entrepreneur, all day, every day, in your practice, in your system, in your coaching, like you're using deeper stuff that is, dinner conversations at a regular event. So let's say that the regular consciousness of the marketplace is at a 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10, and you're working at a 7 or 8, you're pushing the boundaries of what they can even comprehend. So you want to make sure that they don't look like weird or anything. You got to make it safe for them. Survival drive, status drive, what other people think and all that. And finally, the spiritual drive, me want meaning. This is where you come in. This is where you have the depth to shine. This is where, when marketers, because spiritual stuff is a market. So marketers, this stuff, easy. Just copy paste the formulas that work, classical direct response formulas, take the best selling. These guys have formulas. When they do this, and you read this, it comes across as superficial. And the more that the market becomes sophisticated, the more that they can sniff. We have a dog right here. There's a dog right here. Okay. See, the more they can sniff through that BSery. But to be honest, if you look at the stats of what sell the most, if you go look like affiliate offers like on ClickBank or something like that, and you see the offers that sell most, it's not the highest level stuff. There's around 4, maybe 5% of the population are ready for more advanced stuff. It's just a regular distribution curve. The rest of the people are more like the normal levels of the marketplace. So even when you speak about meaning, you got to meet them where they're at, which is good old Dr. Quickhill. Sell them what they want, give them what they need. If you try to put what they need and go to, because I mean, you guys have been coming to me since 2005 to write your messages and your marketing and stuff. And it comes as like convoluted mess of stuff. Like, and I'm the one sorting through and sifting through and finding what's unique about you and put it in a package so it snaps. And most of the time, it's simplifying, distilling, taking one word or a concept that includes other words, finding umbrellas things fall under, categorizing, chunking, make it simpler. So if you can't say it in a sentence with a breath and a half or something, it's too much. People don't have time. And the presuppositions at which you come at it, for you it's true, it's real because it is. But society as a whole and the marketplace is not living the highest level of truth available to mankind. There's stuff in the way. Call it how you like. Traumas, egos, whatever. There's stuff in the way that people don't live their highest truth at all times. So you got to take that into consideration when you meet them where they're at in your messaging so that they feel safe doing so. They can perceive how this will increase their maybe sex status or sex drive is a bit of a stretch, but make them more energized, more vitality, more beauty, more grace, more pizzazz, more sparkle, more spark, whatever. How this will not hinder their status drive at all and help them actually live to a higher standard, maybe be able to perceive. I used to teach, this is another subject, I used to teach Tantra, not everybody get naked, red Tantra and have an orgy. White consciousness Tantra, like everybody elevate stuff, consciousness stuff in the soul. And I had a concept called how much pleasure can you stand? People always talk about, well, I'm a tough person because I can handle a lot of pain. Yeah, but how much pleasure can you stand? How much bliss can you stand? So maybe that could be one of the angles. And then finally, the spiritual drive for your top people, for the ones that are already going for that, this way you can go deep. Think of it like concentric circles. At your ideal clients in the middle already are past the BS of the superficiality and are ready for the good stuff. When you come in swinging and you come in hard and you don't hold back on the promises you can do or show the results or the depth at which you work internally as it comes out in your marketing, just by virtue of who you are and who you have become, not because you're trying or posing or faking it. This will have a resonance that the marketers can't fake. And AI can't fake. It comes across, they can hear it in your voice, the way you speak, the way you move, the way you think, the way you structure your ideas together. And also the referrals and the testimonials help as always. So anyway, I hope that helps you in any way. Spiritual entrepreneurs, it's not just dumbing down, it's making it snap. Try it in one sentence. Try to tie it to the drive, desires of the marketplace. And in case of doubt, if you want the easiest, simplest, dumbest down filter in the world, how do I get paid this again? How do I get laid? How does that help me get paid or laid? As a joke on the side. Thanks for watching. I've been Sly. Britain.